Alright, what is good, ladies and gentlemen, is Themasr Ranker back again with another ranking, and today we're doing a ranking for all of the Madagascar films. It's going to be a pretty quick one today. We only have 4 to rank, which is the original Madagascar trilogy along with the Penguins Madagascar spin-off, and so, yeah, let's just get into it, starting off with the first one. I would give the first Madagascar film, I would give like a B tier, I'd say. Didn't mean to move that one. Yeah, I would give the first one a B tier. It's a good introduction, to these characters, to basically the plot's already, I guess, of just Marty wanting to see the wild and Alex, Gloria, and Melman going after him. I think that once they actually get to Madagascar, here I'll say this, Alex's plot is good. Marty and Gloria and Melman, they're just kind of opening up to the wild a bit, but then eventually they realize that they kind of want to go back to New York, once they realize how harsh the wild is and stuff. I don't really think that King Julian's, here I'll say this, the Fusa, all that stuff, it just, the more I let it marinate, it's just, I don't really care for it all, the Fusa just going after the lemurs and stuff. And King Julian, his whole thing is just wanting to befriend Alex and the rest of them in order for them to protect him. I think that King Julian is just, I like his roles in the other films more. In this film, it's just he's actually relevant to the plot, and I just prefer it when he's a bit more, he's relevant to the plot and also the in every movie, to be honest, but I don't know, just in this film, he is not as funny as he is in the later films, it feels like. So, but yeah, I think that the comedy is, it's honestly, yeah, just if you want more of my thoughts, just check out my review I did for the film. It's a fine film, it's a good film. B tier, I definitely think though that it is, I'm not sure if it's the year where we're gonna get into it with this next one, where the second film, I'm not sure which one I like better. They are both good, but I think I'm gonna give it to the second one, just because at least at the here, I think one of the weakest things about the first film is the Fusa just being really boring villainous antagonist, where their whole thing is that they just want to eat the lemurs, and I guess also Marty and the rest of, and probably Melman and Gloria as well by extension. At least in this film, it's I guess, no, Makunga, he's not even a better villain, I would say. No, he's a better villain, definitely, but he is just not really that great of a villain either, where he just kind of is a bit manipulative. He ends up tricking Alex into thinking that he's entering a dance battle when he's not, and besides that, he just doesn't really do anything to, he's not a good villain. He doesn't manage to succeed in anything that he's trying to do, so yeah, he's just constantly scheming, and he ends up in charge. Once he's in charge, it's no one really respects him or anything, so yeah. And the nanny, the old woman, I think that her as a villain was fine. It's just that they took the side character from the first film and they made her a lot more prominent, I guess. But I still think that this film it's got a lot of good moments with the plane crash. Anything to do with the penguins and the monkeys, I thought was great. The actual plane crash sequence was also very good. This one has, I think, a bit better comedy than the last one, I would say. I think the visuals look a bit better. This came out in 2008 compared to 2005, so it does look a bit cleaner, I would say. The setting of Africa, I think, I did say this, where I don't really care for either the setting of Madagascar or Africa. I think it looks nice at first, but they don't do anything too interesting with either setting. So yeah, I would say that I do ultimately think that the second one is a bit better. I think that the music, by the way, I didn't mention this, I think this franchise has great music. I think that the Move It in the first film, I think this film, it's got also Move It along with another song, the I've Been Traveling Forever song. I forgot the actual name of it. I have to check it out on Spotify because it was a good song. So the dancing and stuff in this film, it is also good. Overall, I would give it B tier, another B tier, but a bit higher than the first film. The third film, this is my favorite in the franchise. I would give this a solid S tier. I think that this film was great. Sorry, we're not ranking the Penguins yet. Okay, I can't put it back, so we're gonna put this here. We'll put this for now. I would say the Penguins is A tier, but first we'll talk about the third film. I think that the third film, it was great. I thought that the plot was very good of them escaping, them going to Alex and his friends, them going to Monte Carlo in order to get the penguins. They're planning to chew them out. They forget to chew them out, so they end up just apologizing to them for nothing really. And so they end up getting chased down by animal control, and they join the circus. And then when they're in the circus, they end up having to turn the circus into an actually successful circus. And I thought that was very good. Great music, amazing visuals, I think, and the actual, the circus stuff. I think that Marty, Melman, and Gloria being a bit more just on the side rather than them having less focus. It's, I think, good, because in the second film I did not really like any of their side plots, I would say, where it's they gave them just the focus that they had in the second film. I didn't really care for their side plots, and so I think that this film the fact that it's just like them kind of involved with the circus, finding out what they want to do. I think it works better as side plots for the characters rather than them just trying to fit in with like the other animals that are in the same species as them in the second film, I would say. So yeah, definitely just great film. Again, like all those new circus characters, Gia, Vitaly, Stefano, I think that they are great. Yeah, a lot of funny moments with the penguins, the monkeys, the main cast in general, just all great music. Kate Perry fireworks I thought was wonderful. There were more songs that I can't remember, but I think that they were all very good. Definite S tier. I gave it like an 8.5 in my review. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on it, I would recommend checking out my review for it. And yeah, finally, the Penguins of Madagascar, I would give this one A tier. I think that this one, it was like a low A tier. I would give it like either a high B tier or a low A tier. And I think I am maybe being a bit generous with, being generous and giving it a low A tier. I thought that it was a good film. It was, yeah, just like a solo movie with the penguins. I think that the penguins are one of the most entertaining aspects of the original Madagascar trilogy. Not as much in the first film, but after the first film, I think that they are great. And in this film, they just, yeah, they continue with their like funny improv kind of like style of humor. And I think that it is just very entertaining. I think Dave is a pretty good villain. I'm gonna, after this, I'll do the character ranking and I will decide which I like more, Dubois or Dave as a villain. And yeah, I think that just good kind of plot of just Dave wanting revenge on like penguins in general because he was treated like a monster, so he wants to turn the penguins that got treated better than him into monsters and stuff. I think that the Northwind are fine. I don't really care for, like, I think that the circus sidecast in the third film worked better than like the Northwind in this film, I would say. But yeah, there's still some good moments, good chase sequences as well in this film. There is a good plane sequence as well, just a lot of like, good bits in this, but definitely it doesn't reach the same levels as the third film, but I would say it is a bit more entertaining than the first two films, I would say. So yeah, that is pretty much all there is to it. So if you have any recommendations, any shows, movies, video game stories, anime, manga, web series, anything that you want me to review or rank or compare rankings, it does not have to be media related. It can be anything. Leave it in the comments and I will maybe possibly check it out. With that said, that is pretty much all there is to it. So, oh wait, I did forget to, I forgot to do this also as well for the Shrek franchise. So I'll say now, I think hopefully I'll remember, I'll leave a note for myself to put it in editing because I haven't actually uploaded the Shrek ranking yet. But actually, no, by now it is actually released. So I'll write a note to myself to leave a comment in the upload, giving my final score for the Shrek franchise. But for this franchise, I would give probably, I think that the first film I gave like a 6.5. I think the second film I also gave a 6.5. I think that the Penguin film I gave like a 7, and I think that the third film I gave an 8.5. So overall, I would give this franchise, I think, around a 7 to a 7.5. I would say that this franchise was between pretty good and very good, and I think I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm not going to give a concrete answer. If I let it marinate, maybe I will be able to come up with a more concrete score, but for now I'm just going to say that this franchise is between pretty good and very good. I think honestly I like it. It's a good question of whether I like it more than Shrek, because with the Shrek franchise, maybe I'll do a comparison between the two. Maybe that will be something that I do, because the Shrek franchise has more films, but so more of them are worse. But then it has it has films that have more positive scores, but films with more negative. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a comparison between the two. So, but yeah, for now, I'm just going to say that this is between a 7 to a 7.5 franchise. And so if you have any recommendations, any shows, movies, video game stories, anime, manga, web series, anything that you want me to review or rank or compare rankings, it does not have to be media related. It can be anything. Leave it in the comments and I'll maybe possibly check it out. With that said, that is pretty much all there is to it. So let's leave it at that.